Do you find yourself wanting to bake the perfect holiday cookies this season, but you're not sure where to begin? Well, I have got you covered because that's exactly what we are going to talk about in today's video. My name is Tiffany, and I help busy millennials who feel overwhelmed in the kitchen learn new skills to create quick, healthy recipes with wine pairings. Check out my link in the description below. Follow me on social media for daily tips, tricks, recipes, and inspiration. And while you're there, be sure to download your copy of my free weeknight recipe guide featuring 7 recipes that go from raw to ready in less than 30 minutes so you can start saving time, money, and energy in your kitchen right away today. In this video, we are going to uncover the secret trick to baking the perfect cookies. But that's not all. I also have a super simple strategy to help you elevate your taste buds by creating the perfect beverage pairing experience at your next adult meal, so be sure to stick around until the end. Let's get started. So when it comes to creating the perfect holiday cookies, you want to start with a perfect base. Now, when it comes to cookies, year-round, sugar cookies are going to be the perfect blank canvas, regardless of time of year or season. This time of year, for fall and winter, gingerbread is going to be the perfect combination of spicy cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and smooth molasses to warm up your fall and winter occasions. Now, you can find these as store-bought, but it's actually really easy to make your own. So if you find yourself in need of that recipe inspiration, be sure to check out the link in the description below featuring my personal favorite shortbread sugar cookie recipe. And if you're in need of some gingerbread inspiration, you can find that in the same area for gingerbread cookies as well as your own homemade gingerbread dough. Delicious. But once you have that blank canvas, you can also spice it up a little bit with some fun twists. So you could add in some freshly grated orange zest or lemon zest for a nice citrus twist to that shortbread sugar cookie base. You could also add in some fun food coloring to add some flavor, add some colors, or some extract to boost the flavor of those sugar cookies. Most common are going to be vanilla or almond because they're very subtle, but get creative. Check out the baking area at your local store and see what flavors call to you. Typically, you are going to find some cinnamon, mint, wintergreen, cherry, vanilla. There are so many possibilities out there depending on what you are looking for to spice up your next event and baking needs. Now, before we jump into the next step of creating that perfect cookie, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite cookie variety? Drop it in the comments below. Now, this time of year, I love making sugar cookie and gingerbread cutouts. But any other time of year, you will often find me baking either chocolate chip walnut or strawberry white chocolate cheesecake. Those are my personal go-tos. Delicious. Now, once you have that cookie base and they are all cut out and ready to go, it's time for the fun part, and that is the decorating. So you can choose a few different options when it comes to frosting. Most commonly, you will find yourself doing a cookie icing or a buttercream frosting. Now, while you can buy these in the store, just like the sugar cookie dough, it's really easy to make your own, which most people don't realize. So when it comes to that cookie icing, all you need are a few simple ingredients: milk, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and a little bit of corn syrup. That's it. And you can make your own cookie icing to decorate those cutouts and make them look like they came from a fancy bakery, when really it was from your own kitchen, baked with the love in your own heart. Now, similar to cookie icing, buttercream is also relatively easy to make on your own. And again, if you need some recipe starters, check out the link in the description below and you will find those base cookie dough recipes as well as the icing. Now you can spice up that icing and frosting with a little bit of food coloring and flavoring as well, just like you did with the sugar cookie or gingerbread cookie base with food coloring and flavored extracts. You can also get creative with that icing before it cools. Toothpicks are going to be a great tool to swirl some designs, make some marbly colorations. A really fun one around Halloween is to draw circles with your icings. You could do a solid white icing and then squirt in some black circles. Grab a toothpick, starting in the middle and pull outward. And you can make a fun spider web design on that sugar cookie. You can also use a toothpick as a pinpoint to draw actual designs, animals, plants, characters, you name it, with the toothpick inside that icing. It is so much fun and a great way to get the entire family involved, especially this time of year. And when it comes to buttercream frosting, a spreading knife is going to be your best option for frosting that and creating some fun little designs, since it is a lot thicker than your typical cookie icing. And if you are looking for just basic frosting and fun designs in other ways, that is where the finishing touches come in, such as sprinkles, candies, some nuts, whatever you find yourself wanting to put on those cookies. Now is the time while the frosting and icing is still wet before it completely sets. That'll also help the sprinkles stick to it a little bit better when it comes to storage time. Now, before we dive into the last step to create that perfect cookie, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week, and I would hate for you to miss out on the next tip or trick shared right here inside my tasting room. Now, the last step is to boost your creativity. Now, this can happen with your frosting creations, your decorating with the sprinkles and candies, but also in the form of cookie cutters. Cookie cutters are the perfect way to get creative and have fun celebrating holidays all year round. Now, with cookie cutters, you can find basic sets pretty much anywhere. Most commonly, people think of cutouts around the holiday season, but cutouts are great year-round. You can have snowflakes and snowmen all winter, even after the holiday season. Hearts are fun for Valentine's Day or special anniversary, birthdays. You can find clovers for March, for St. Patrick's Day, flowers and various shapes all spring and summer. You can find sunshine shapes, so many possibilities. And for my fellow dog owners out there, you can find bone shapes and make your own dog treats at home as well. Cookie cutters are so much fun for the entire family and to help you get in touch with your inner child to boost that creativity all year long. Now let's keep this momentum going by creating the perfect beverage pairing experience to elevate your taste buds at your next adult meal. The first tip is general rule: red with red and white with white. So generally, your red wine is going to go best with your red meat and your red tomato-based sauces. White wine will go best with your white meat and white creamy garlic-based sauces, but that's not always the case. That leads us to tip number 2, which is to consider your sides and seasonings. When it comes to wine pairings, you want to look at the meal as a whole, not just the main course. So for example, if you are finding yourself sitting down to enjoy a nice grilled steak, your mind is going to think red meat, red wine, but you need to look at your sides. If you are serving that steak up with some homemade bruschetta, then with those tomatoes, yes, a red wine is still going to be a great option. But if instead you are serving up some garlic mashed potatoes and honey roasted carrots, a lighter red, such as a Pinot Noir, or an aromatic white wine is going to be the better option because of the sweetness in the carrots and the garlic herbal flavors of those mashed potatoes. And number 3, sweet likes heat. When you find yourself enjoying spicy cuisine such as Mexican, Indian, curry, you want to have a sweet wine that is going to be your best option because it will counteract the spiciness and bring out some of the other flavors. So even those of you, just like me, that are not a big fan of spicy food, pairing those dishes with a sweet white wine or a red wine, depending on the sides and seasonings, is going to make the food bearable and bring out flavors that you didn't know existed. Now, if instead you're looking to accent the spiciness and only taste the spiciness, then grab yourself a dry wine and it will do just that. But remember, I warned you. Now, if you are ready to uncover even more tips and tricks and elevate your taste buds, click the link in the description below to download your copy of my free basic food and wine pairing guide so you can start to wow your friends with wine pairing tips right away today.